welcome back. It is another busy week here on the farm as we prep for planting season. Good morning, happy Monday. I am tired for a Monday. I had my bachelorette party / also my bridal shower this weekend. So I had so much fun, but my social battery is a little bit drained. John Deere Tech is pressure testing the transmission. I don't want to buy a new transmission. Moving the 9330 out, moving the planters in. Found this, I believe this is the mechanics. Okay, we have the correction corner. Last week we were adjusting this thing. Not the spinner thing. That'd be silly. That'd be insane.
Those aren't adjustable.
More rearranging. Okay, so basically the issue with the pressure on the 9330, we need a pump for it. There are no pumps. We could get one, it might be 3 days, it might be 3 months, but what we don't want to do is tear it apart and wait on a pump and then not be able to work ground this spring. So we are planning on running it like it is. Hopefully it's not damaging the tractor. Long term, hopefully it just runs all spring and we can find a pump, or maybe a pump will show up tomorrow. Kind of an unsettling feeling, but it's what we're gonna have to work with. So fingers crossed. Going to haul some soybeans. Now I only sold 2,500 bushel, which is not very much, but I can get those hauled. Just finished taking 3 loads of beans over. I was 10 bushel short from my contract. Not gonna run 10 bushels over, just gonna wait till next time. We got the tanks ready to go. My fertilizer from the Andersons is coming tomorrow morning when I'm gone. So I sent pictures of the setup to the, I was supposed to get a shovel. I sent a picture of the setup to the guy who's delivering it so he understands where it should go. Okay, last thing of the day, I'm taking a Zoom call. It'll be really interesting to see if this lawnmower starts. Oh, I'm gonna have to hold this by my neck. Oh no, how do I? I'm going to elliptical and delete old videos off my phone so I have storage. Bye. This valve is shut, and shut. Now, our starter is just in these 2 tanks. I need to pressure wash them. Now, don't worry, if you see these and you're like, you have too much stuff here and you don't have dikes. We used to just keep water in those 2 big ones. We don't do any spraying anymore. Those are old tanks we need to just get rid of. All we're holding is a little bit of starter in there and there. So we're good. They don't have to be diked with the amount of stuff we have on hand. We went to the Outlook meeting this morning. We just went and deposited some checks. Now we're getting ready to go into ag credit to pay some bills, get them some information. Did you learn anything from the meeting this morning?
Gotta sell $5 corn and $12.50 beans.
Yep, that's what we're gonna do. And then we had a really interesting call. We might be putting a different animal onto the pasture than years before, so we're really excited about that. Do we tell them, or do we wait till next week to leave them with intrigue?
I'd wait.
Okay, tune in. We've been looking for our electric tester for a while now, and I decided to start cleaning out the junk drawer in Dad's truck, and there she is.
Here in Ohio. Currently, we are producing just corn and soybeans. Dad back in the day also grew wheat. They had a cow-calf herd and a hog operation, but
just scouting some of the local lots to see if there are any packers that would fit our smaller field cultivator in the worst case scenario where our 9330 goes down for tillage this fall. We would have to use our smaller field cultivator because our other tractors can't pull the large one, or we'd have to find a tractor to lease. Hopefully it does not come to that. Fingers crossed.
Picking up a check for the soybeans I hauled in on, I think Monday it was. How you doing today, Dad? How's your Wednesday?
Upright and taking nourishment.
There you go. Got back from running errands. JD has been greasing the soybean planter, putting the plates in. Today I'm working in the office doing boring stuff. Currently what I'm working on is, last year I started doing this. I make a list of when all of my big payments are. So that's my cash rent, my farm loans, when I have my seed bill, my chemical bill, stuff like that. So I can see a projection of when I'm gonna need that money for my cash flow purposes. So I can kind of plan ahead a little bit better than I have in the past. And I just really I like seeing that visual right there, and then I'm checking off when I get all those bills paid. And especially for when I pay my landlord's cash rent, I pay on maybe 8 different days of the year. They're all random. They're all just based on when that landlord wants to get paid. So I don't get an invoice in the mail. I always set up a meeting with them, and I go meet with them, and I give them their check in person, kind of give an update of how the farm is doing. So I always need to make sure that I know when those dates are coming, because it's not like, a recurring bill where you get an invoice in the mail for it. So I like having that all written down and finishing that up now. And then I have Mitch's small tractor. That's our more utility tractor. We are getting the wheels sandblasted and repainted. It's kind of an exchange for us custom harvesting someone's corn crop last year. They just had some acres that needed to come off, and instead of charging them just cash, they do this kind of work, and so we're doing a little tradesy. So I want to get that cleaned out and ready to be worked on, because it's always just nicer when people are working on clean equipment. First order of business of cleaning out the 5093E. I always have to look at that number because we always just call this Mitch's tractor. One thing I love about this tractor is there are doors on both sides. It's really convenient. This needs cleaned out. And this is the only time Kenzie has available to record, so I'm going to end my Wednesday with the podcast. Good morning. It is a Thursday. I'm gonna have some toast and jam, and then I'm gonna wash Mitch's tractor a little bit more. I ran out of time yesterday. And then Tanner and I are going to our wedding venue in the place we're getting our flowers from, because we have a detail meeting thing. So that'll be what my afternoon is. I should have turned the heat on last night. It is chilly, but today I'm gonna try out a new product. This is called Machine Clean, Farm and Off-Road Equipment Cleaner. This guy is kind of local. He dropped off a couple bottles for me to give it a go. So I'm gonna try it on just like a small section first, and then we have the tractor in here now, so I don't really want to get the pressure washer out with this in here. So if it gets nice and sunny out, I'll probably just pull the planter out, but I'm gonna do the inside first on Mitch's tractor before we worry about the outside.
Adjust for that and the amount of silicone.
Okay, overall, I'm pretty happy with it. Now, I did miss a few spots, but that's more, user error on my behalf. And this thing's gonna look real nice once we get the rims fixed up. We'll just see where this Friday takes me, honestly. Okay, I had a Zoom meeting, and then the guy who does some work for us named George stopped by. George is 86.
Yep.
He's 86. He's still ready to get in the fields this spring and fall. Just got the bean planter out. We are going to unfold it, make sure everything is definitely ready to go to the fields. And then we are going to go get the tillage equipment. We store most of it around the block in a neighbor's building. So we're gonna get that, bring it home, make sure that things are ready to go for tillage. That I rent. It's from one of my landlords that I rent the ground right there from. This is the chisel plow, field cultivator, just this one's larger, and then this is the packer that goes with this one. It's a little bit of a tight squeeze in here.
Unfortunately, while we are moving our equipment, we continue to have issues with the 9330 not wanting to shift, which still leaves me very, very anxious about that situation. But I ended my Friday with pressure washing the tanks that our starter fertilizer's in. Not saying it looks perfect now, but it looks a lot better. That's all for this week. Thanks for watching. Please like, share, comment, do all the things. Thank you.